Back to Oklahoma High School girls basketball between the lines with my man Coach Vick. Just had a special guest, and we're going to talk about some of the top 5 games tomorrow before we switch over and bring DLC shooting guard on here in a few minutes. But like I said, starting with game 1, you got Bethany at Kingfisher. Coach, I mean, Kingfisher is a team we had up at Dick Sporting Goods with us.
Yeah,
little ball team does a really good job. I think we got a chance to scrimmage them ourselves with Carl Albert. Got some good talent. I don't know much about Bethany, but it's always one of the top teams in
Bethany's got the young Donnelly girl. They got the Cameron kid, the 6'1" kid. I mean, they got a couple pair of 6-footers. I don't know if Molly Garrison's back yet from her ACL, but she's another guard. And when I talked to Coach, he liked his squad. I mean, he liked his squad. And, I'm just telling you, Kingfisher is a tough place to play. Coach Young has got the Abby Myers kid that came over that you met. They got, I think it was Maddie. I'm not going to even say the last name, a little scrappy guard. I mean, they got the Hartman kid, the 6 foot that had a really good summer. I mean, Kingfisher at home is tough, is a tough get. So that's why this one made the list. And both of them got ranked pretty high today. I think Kingfisher was number 3 or 4, and Bethany was hanging around 6 or 7. So it's a top 10 matchup.
No, Coach, I mean, like I said, that's a tough matchup. Then you go with Deer Creek and Piedmont. I think this one right here sets the tone right now. Whoever wins this ball game is going to be the one that can that really has the driver's seat in the Class Big 6A in their district. I think right now, Deer Creek is still trying to find a way. I know they had a big ball game from their freshman Lions game in Peyton. Jones dropped 25 points in as a debut as a freshman. That's big time. I think that's probably the best out of all the freshmen in 2029. In your mind, you're like, is that good? Yeah, it is. It's good, Coach. But it's also like, man, if a freshman is doing that for you right now, it might be kind of scary. I mean, like I said, that it's good to have a freshman like that can do those things. But it's one of those things like, man, we got a freshman doing that for us already. So it kind of puts you in mind. But Piedmont got a sophomore of their own as a really good ball player. Man, she put up 27 this weekend over in their tournament out there. What did they play at? They play in what tournament did they play in?
They played the Bixby Invitational. They played the Fort Smith team that got to the finals. They played Sapulpa, and against Sapulpa, they just went hot second quarter. I mean, Najai, I think, had 18. I tell you, the kid that really shot well was the Kinley Crawford kid. The Crawford kid, I mean, she went off. I mean, and I'm telling you, I don't know if you watch any of the games, but she was shooting logo shots. I'm talking about deep logo shots, and she got on fire. And, when you talk about you got a point guard like, that we interviewed, point guard there, and you can open up a gap because you got a deep shooter, that just leaves the driving lane open. And I think they took advantage of that. And, like you said, I mean, I think we talked about there's a couple teams, Deer Creek at Piedmont. Piedmont's got to win home games. You got UConn in that district, I believe, is another team. And was it Norman or Norman North?
Norman. We'll say that one for last. You got UConn. I mean, you got UConn and Sapulpa. To me, I think that's a game.
Yep.
I know Sapulpa lost a couple of games in the tournament, but UConn is sitting undefeated. Played a couple what I would call cupcakes, but there's nothing wrong with that. Kind of figure yourself out. Tomorrow night's gonna be the first big test with Coach CJ and Coach Rob. Roy, to see what they got going. Team's been playing good. Got a freshman kind of leading the way for them, Ramira Harris. But their outstanding shooting guard, the senior, 4-year starter. She's starting to find her touch now. And then, the move in from Mustang that came over there in Page. So they got some pieces. They got to make sure they're all together. But Sapulpa's a team that's pretty tough. Got one of McCorder's girls still. So, it's going to be a tough game for CJ and those guys in UConn. But, if they go shoot lights out, give you a game they can take on. This is the kind of game you want to have anyway because you're trying to set that tone because right now you got Deer Creek and you got Piedmont in that district also with y'all. And I think right now, if I'm going to be the favorite, I think Piedmont's going to win that district because what they do, especially they go take care of business tomorrow night over at Deer Creek. Like I said, Deer Creek is, they've already lost. They've already dropped one district game, lost to Edmond North. Then they're an opener. So that's going to tell the difference right now because if Piedmont can go knock off, Deer Creek, Deer Creek sitting 0-2 in district. So that's going to kind of put them in the backseat trying to get in. But UConn Sapulpa should be a good one. Then you look at the Edmond North at Norman. Hipple's a young lady that you have on the show that to get back, come back, young lady. I know they're hosting their tournament this weekend, and I think they're going to face off in Mill City. That should be a good matchup with them in Mill City. Hibble taking on Brooklyn Henderson, one of the top guards in class 2029, and see what they can do. I know they're sitting at 2-0 with 2 wins against Grove. I'm not Grove, but Guyman and El Reno. But like I said, it's gonna be a good game, to see what Edmond North, what Coach P brings over there. He's gonna be in the mix. But they're big and they got a player that's going D1, they're big center, post, whatever they got to play in. But good young lady that's what's the last name? Hall? What's
Hall.
Hall, big physical young lady that it's probably gonna take 2 people to try to hold her down, but they got some other girls that can shoot and handle the ball too. So Edmond North is a team that's won a couple state championships. So Coach P knows what to do and how to get them motivated. But the game of the night, Coach, is that we just had their outstanding guard on the show. Del City outstanding guard and Amara King came over from left Ardmore and took her talents to Piedmont. To Newcastle with the rest of her young ladies and legend girls that she plays ball with. Coach, this game can go any way. I mean, how would you pick it?
With Paris being out, that's a I don't know about depth. I mean, I'm gonna give the nod to Newcastle. I mean, I think Coach Weiss does a good job, but after I saw Paris this summer, I thought she was one of the most improved players I saw over the whole summer. She completed her outside game. She was more than just a slasher and a streaky shooter. I mean, I really was impressed with her this summer. So I think when you lose somebody like that, I don't know if they got anybody that can, someone's got to pick up the scoring, and it's going to have to be probably McAllister or Morgan to pick up, 14 points. I don't know what else they have. I mean, so I would give my nod to Newcastle on the road. I mean, it can go either way. It'd be like I'm gonna say it's like a +2 or something. I don't know, 2 points spread or something. I don't know. A bucket. It'll be a bucket.
I'll tell you this. The thing about Del City, they have played a couple of good games already in Texas, and you look at Newcastle, they haven't played anybody. They played, Southeast and another. I don't know who the last game was with. It was just about the same as playing Southeast Santa Fe. So Del City has played some tough games already. Wouldn't play that legend team. Went down to Texas and won 2 games without Paris. So they have won without Paris and playing against teams. Corey comes off. Corey's probably going to step into that spot. Their big is really good. The soft, I think she's a junior this year. Their big is really good. So they have the good thing about them. They have a lot of girls that has depth and has some game time, and they got some experience. And so, a lot of these girls played at a young age. So, you start playing these girls now, they're juniors and seniors. They have that experience, and Paris is the type of player that, that is a big time player. No team wants to lose one of their leaders on the court, on and off the court. So it is going to be a difference. But they already have played some games without her. So I don't think that that's going to bother them too much, Coach, because they have played games without her. So I think Del City, if they can control the boards, I don't think Newcastle's a better shooting team than them. I think Jordan Richardson's their best shooter. I think you can talk about JJ and KK and those girls, but they 2 of them come off the bench. Del City's going to get after you. They are some dogs. You heard Amara say she has to be a dog. If Amara had any of that Del City dog in them, but we're talking about 10 offers right now, Coach. But Del City is a place that, hey, they're not scared. They're not going to back down. The coach is a big-time player when she played at Middle City, when played in K-State. So, Jim, I've figured his coaching style out. Nice guy. But, it's what's going to be like. I know he's played it when he was at what was that class in SNS. I've seen him, he's coaching some big games. He's battled with Coach P when Edmond North was there. So it's gonna be a great game. Like I said, it's a game that Del City needs to win on their home court. If not, I think they can be in trouble. They could easily fall to third in that district because you still got Bishop McGinnis with Cash, Ace, and the other young lady. And
right.
It's tough. It's a tough district, So I'm glad we're not in that district, but to get to state, you got to go through one of those or all three of those. So it's all gonna boil down at some point in time. It'd be different. They're gonna get Paris back. I don't think they're gonna get Paris back this season. It's a sad deal, but we'll talk a little bit more of that when we bring their outstanding shooting on, Coach. So those are 5 games that we have for tomorrow night. Don't get me wrong, folks. That's just 5 we pick. Not saying your team's not important to us, but these games right here mean a lot to teams. Like I said, you got Bethany, Kingfisher, Deer Creek, Piedmont, Newcastle, Dale City, Edmond North versus at Norman, and then UConn at Sapulpa. So there you go, Coach. Our top 5, and we'll do it again probably Wednesday night. I know, Coach. We'll get into a little bit more Wednesday, talking about your tournament and all that. But anything else, Coach? Before we make this switch, because it's time to bring on the next lady. So we'll take a break and then get out of this and then bring on the next one. Anything else you got to say? What'd you say, Coach?
None.
Okay. Good. Well, folks, we're going to close out real quick and we'll be right back. And we're going to bring Dale City's player on and get her fired up for the game for tomorrow night, because we had Newcastle, Miss King. Now we got to have Morgan on for Dale City and talk about what they're going to do tomorrow night to try to slow down the Newcastle Racers. So, folks, we'll be right back after one of our sponsors, Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines, with my man, Coach Vick. Right back.
We'd like to thank the following sponsors: Above the Line Hoops, Prep Girl Hoops, Keep It 100, and for the latest in high school girls basketball action, check out the podcast on YouTube at Oklahoma High School Girls Basketball Between the Lines.